to the Paper Crafters Library. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create this Thanks Washi Tape card. Now keep in mind that if you haven't yet started to build a collection of washi tape, then the washi tape patterns you see here can very easily be substituted for pattern paper strips that you cut in different widths, or you can also substitute it with different patterns of ribbon. So follow the design, the process, use the layout, and then substitute what you have on hand in your own stash. So to create this card, I have two pieces of cardstock cut. I have my card base, which is my standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card, an A2 card. And I created this by taking an 8 1/2 by 11 inch sheet of cardstock, cutting it in half at the 4 1/4 inch mark so that I ended up with a piece that was 4 1/4 inches wide by 11 inches long. I then scored it at 5 1/2 inches using the scoring blade on my paper cutter, and then I folded it with a bone folder to get a nice crisp crease. The layer that I'm placing on top was cut to 4 by 5 1/4 inches. And the cardstock I'm using is Stampers Select White from Paper Tray. I like their cardstock because it's a nice heavy weight. It's a 110-pound weight cardstock. I've also gathered here a selection of washi tapes from my stash in different patterns and colors that coordinated with one another. Now again, as I mentioned in the introduction of the video, don't worry about having the same colors as I have, or if you even have washi tape. Just look for colors in your stash that go together. And again, it can be washi tape, it can be ribbon, it can be pattern paper. So totally up to you as to what you use. So I'm going to set aside my card base. I've put some Dotto adhesive, just a temporary adhesive, onto my grid paper to hold my cardstock in place. I'm also going to grab some paper snips so that I have that handy. Now I'm going to start with my washi tape. Now this particular pattern comes from Bella Boulevard, and I'm going to place it near the bottom of my cardstock about 1/8 of an inch up from the bottom. And as you can see, I've extended it and on both ends, and then I'm just going to cut it. And I'll fold the ends around the back after, just to keep my cardstock in place all my pieces. And then if I want to shift them around, I can. Washi tape is lower tack, like it's a kind of a lower tack, well, it is an adhesive because it's a tape, but it's lower tack than your typical tapes, which means that you can adjust your washi tape without it tearing the cardstock underneath. So I'm just going to go ahead, the same way that you see what I'm doing here, I'm just going to continue layering my pieces of washi tape until I get to the top of my card, or my cardstock piece. So once you have all your washi tape pieces positioned, you can then go ahead and adjust the spacing if necessary. If you're happy with the spacing, then you can just go ahead and carefully pull it off of the Dotto adhesive that was on the grid paper, and then now it's simply a matter of folding the edges over to the back, and then of course they'll just stick down on their own without any additional adhesive. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish wrapping the ends around to the back. So there you can see what that looks like. Now one of the things you may be wondering was, did I go ahead and measure my spacing and measure my washi tape pieces to see if they would all fit nicely on my cardstock piece? And the answer is no, I didn't. I just grabbed what I had. Now if you find that as you're laying your different pieces of pattern paper, washi tape, ribbon, whatever you're using, you get to the top of your cardstock and you find that there's extra space left, so you don't have a nice small border, but it's not big enough for another piece of ribbon or pattern paper, whatever you're using, then simply trim down the cardstock. When I was creating this one here, the original, I started with my green piece too far up from the bottom, so that by the time I got to the top of my cardstock, I didn't have enough room. So I just trimmed it down, and as you can see the difference. I ended up trimming probably about 1/8 of an inch off the bottom, and then I trimmed the card so that it matched. And really when you're looking at it, you can't tell that it's a little bit smaller than a standard size card. So that's what to do if your washi tape pieces don't space out evenly. So the next step now is to add our sentiment, and for that I'm going to be using alphabet stickers. And the alphabet stickers I'm using are Amy Tangerine, and they're the Scene alphabet stickers. So you can see there's 2 sheets that come in a pack with all the letters. And I'm simply going to use my tweezers to very carefully pull the letters off of this sheet one at a time and then place them onto my washi tape. So there you can see like that, and I'm just going to go ahead with the remaining letters. And then once I'm done that, I'll be right back and I'll show you what it looks like. So here you can see what my sentiment looks like. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to take some rhinestones, just some plain clear rhinestones, and I'm going to stick one on either side of the sentiment. There you can see what that looks like. So now the last step is to mount this to our card. For that I'm going to use some dimensional foam squares. I think these are called 3D foam squares. They're 1/2 inch diameter. And these are from Thermoweb. And I'm going to remove the backing. And center and stick this piece to my card front. Now before I press it down fully, I'm just going to lift it up, take a look, make sure everything is straight. Looks good, so I'm going to press it down. So there you can see what our project looks like, and we're now finished. If you enjoyed this video, you enjoy the way we teach and would like to learn even more, we invite you to check out Paper Crafter's library. Whether you're a beginner looking to learn the basics or an advanced paper crafter looking to learn new skills and techniques, you'll find it all here. Stamping, card making, scrapbooking, altered art, we cover it all. With over 1,000 videos currently in our library and over 50 videos added each month, we are the largest and most comprehensive online library of video tutorials for paper crafters on the internet. We invite you to visit our library and see what we're all about.